to live stream. Um, but uh, it could be streaming already.
Ooh.
No.
I think I got a notice that it was recording, so we'll find out on the replay. But Caesar, also, there's a chat. So
Oh,
heads up.
it's too small.
Happy hour. Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Beyond the Veil of Sleep Happy Hours. It is Friday, around about 6 o'clock on April 18th, 2025. Thank you so much for being here. Looking forward to the show. I'm looking forward to the show, as always, and I appreciate you taking the time to either catch us live or catch up to us in the future from now. If you got any kind of correspondence that you want to send along to us, send it to the email address at veilasleep@gmail.com, please. And of course, one of it seems like the ultimate way to enjoy the experience is for you to jump in the chat. So jump in the chat, say what you will, have a good time. We'll be asking for suggestions. And there's a lag. So if you have suggestions that you want us to use, there is no time is too early. You can just start suggestion colon whatever and throw it in the chat, and it will be a first come first serve situation once I get over there and start looking for them. The proceedings here will at most palatable will be a hard PG-13. Most likely they will be a hard a hard NC-17. So if you have any kids in the room that you don't want to have learn anything distasteful, then I suggest that you usher them out and watch this on your own time sometime in the future. So I think that's and contest winners. I know that we have four of them. Louis, Nick, Meg via Mikey, and someone that I do not remember, but I have to check the chat from last week. I think still nobody has guessed that the third movie. So I would be open to having five contest winners if somebody could manage to guess that third movie. But in any case, I'll work out the logistics for that and start drawing movie stills for the folks that were kind enough to participate in that sometime coming up. But I'm not ready this week, so it's not happening this week. But this week, I do have a couple of great friends of mine that I'm really excited to get to talk to and play with. We've got Caesar Jamie from the Home Theater and Mike Johnson also from the Home Theater. Also, all of us are, I'm the most erstwhile, but we're all companions from the show Felt and a variety of other stuff. So, hey guys, welcome to the show. Thanks for being on. Really
Hello,
appreciate it.
hello. Hello, hello.
Hey there. Yeah, I know. Very cool. Caesar is actually inside the home right now.
Yeah, there's a light.
So yeah, pretty wicked, huh? Very cool. I mean, the light looks great. The place looks great. I mean, it almost looks like the way that the light is playing on your halo, it almost looks like you have a background turned on.
It does,
But
right? Yeah, so I
yeah,
was like, it's not a background.
no, it's for real.
Watch
Once you
this.
start moving around. Yeah. Oh, whoa. Look at that. See? That's see proof. Dimensionality proves that it
CGI,
actually
baby.
is it's real and not just a simulated
I could
background.
run to my bookshelf if you want.
Mike,
There's
it's more
this.
believable that you're actually in the room that you're that you're in. But what a twist! What a twist it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, before we play a little bit tonight, one of the reasons I wanted to Caesar to pull you on is just like to talk a little bit about the home and like what you're doing, what the mission statement is, how it's going, what the story is, like what motivated you to do it. I mean, it's kind of obviously it's a beautiful space that for those of us who have spent a certain amount of time in a certain theater in a certain era really floods the heart with a lot of positive feelings.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't. Oh, it's how much time do you have? I'm gonna try to condense this. It wasn't. I think it all started when IO closed. I'll probably maybe on the back of our minds it started even before IO closed. Like once we moved to Kingsbury, I think a lot of people of our generation started to feel there was a change. And then
You
and when
mean
the
where the
pandemic happened.
building became similar to the Cheesecake Factory?
Pretty
And
much, yeah. It just felt like because it was so big, the powers that be didn't couldn't weren't able to have their eyes everywhere anymore. And I think once everyone started to get their hands on the meat, it started to change a little bit. Everything evolves, which is great. That's awesome, and what they're doing and what they did and what they are doing is great. It's just those of us that came up a certain way is like, oh, we kind of missed that, but we went with the flow, which was great. And then when IO closed during the pandemic, I know I think a lot of us who were playing there at least or worked there were like, well, how long is this going to last, right?
Mhm.
Because no one knows. But then when it abruptly closed during the pandemic, it was like, no, this thing is gone forever. It was like, oh shit, like where do we go after this if anything comes back? Um, and I think there was no plans. I think none of us had any plans. Like, okay, that's it. That's our era, our done. Our deal is done. Where now we see what happens after everything opens up. And it wasn't until I heard a rumor that someone was trying to buy the actual IO brand, and I heard for how much. I was like, the fuck. And so I called Sharn. I was like, I heard a rumor, and if this is true, if you're willing to take that, you
Right.
know,
It was a lowball
it
situation,
was a
Yeah, it
though,
wasn't like
right?
the millions and millions that you would think of. It's like,
No, it was like, are you fucking crazy? And I love Sharna, by the way. She's crazy, but I love her. So I was like, what if I got these people involved and and tried to like buy the brand off you? And she got kind of excited because she was like, oh, those people really want to do it. I was like, I'll talk to them if they want to. Well, let's do it. Um, and so then we did. We started the process. I was able to get there's this thing called Lawyers for the Creative Arts,
Mhm.
and they helped creative people, and someone referred me to them, and they were able to get me like a really good law firm downtown to help us, and we went into negotiations with them, with Sharna, I should say, to buy the brand. And we had a letter of intent, and the negotiations lasted for a while, and then at the end, we couldn't make a deal happen before our letter of intent expired because there was other stuff that she had to deal with, um, which I guess wasn't a big deal if we waited a little bit. It just so happens that once our thing expired, Second City went on sale. And then Sharna was like, oh, well, then if they're getting that much money, maybe I can do a package deal with the brand and the building. And so then she was like, take a seat. And then she focused elsewhere, with money that we just could not compete with. And then when eventually, the brand and the building were sold as a package, then it really, really felt like that's it. Our home is gone. And I was drinking with a friend of mine, a really good friend of mine, who is now my business partner. We were just drinking, and I talked about all this, and I was like, man, it really sucks, like our home is gone. And he was like, well, your home is gone, but you're not, and Noah's not, and Susan's not. And then he started naming all these people. I was like, yeah, you're right. He goes, what if I help you, find a place? Um, he goes, and I'll help you just start a whole new place. And I was like, well, that's kind of cool. So I went to them, and they were like, all right, let's try it. And that was a very, very slow process. It was like maybe 2 or 3 years, just looking here and there. And
Yeah, it
then,
turns out finding a building to put a theater in,
yeah,
as
'cause it was like,
those of us
I
at
knew it.
CIC
Yeah,
have,
exactly.
it's
Yeah,
like
like
very challenging,
yeah. I think also what challenge for us was like we really, because we missed what we had on Clark Street, and what we thought was part of the magic, besides teaching long form the way it was taught to us and how we fell in love with it, was just the venue and how that the place on Clark Street felt very like very community like, I guess. Everything was so intimate. Everything was, it was a fucking mess, but it was our mess.
Well,
But
I mean, I do think there's something really special about kind of like sort of if you're at a theater, everyone being in the room, and
exactly,
like
yeah.
that's something
That,
that
that
you've
was
got
the
in the space now, and something that like whether you're upstairs or downstairs in the old Wrigleyville space,
Yeah, you knew who was in the building at the whole every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Whereas at the
it's
news place,
compelled
it
you
was
to get
so
to know each other.
massive.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And of course, when as you know, the big difference was there was no bars in the theater. So that I think to a lot of us who were of that era, that really fucked with our brain a little bit for various reasons. So when we got together to talk about this, I remember Peter Gwynn was the first one. He was like, if we're going to look for a space, we need to, if we're going to go back to basics and really try to recreate that magic, let's get a place that we could put a bar inside. Let's do that. Let's have that built-in community. Um, um, and I was like, okay, cool. And again, and so because of that, I think that the process was even longer. It wasn't like I was in a hurry. I just, we hired a realtor who actually used to be an intern for IO back in the day. Um, Veronica, and I can't say her last name, so I'm not going to even try it. It's very, very long.
Jones. It's pronounced Jones.
Pronounced J's.
A lot of extra letters, though.
Yeah. And she would show me places here and there. She would constantly send me and I would go look at places, and if they were either too expensive or just wasn't the right, nothing ever, nothing ever really hit. And this place that we're in right now has been vacant for maybe 15 years, probably. And I was here 15 years ago in this room where I'm standing right now at a pub crawl. And we ended up here. And I remember thinking at the time, because there was a different stage back there, I remember thinking this would be a cool place for a theater, but that's the one thing you think about, because there was a bar in here, which you can't see. And and so it was always for sale. And so I've never thought anything of it. And then one day, as I was driving, the sign was being changed to lease. And just out of curiosity, I just wanted to see it. I was like, I wonder what that place looks like. And so then the realtor came and she called and we came inside. It was a hot mess. It was vacant and everything was stolen. There was no lights. It was horrific. I tell people, if you know the place, Replay down the block, the owner is part of the family that owns this building, and they do a lot of like theme stuff, like Jurassic Park week, or The Office month or whatever. And he has some really talented people who do this paper mache stuff, and they just never threw it away. So he used this building as storage while he was trying
Yeah.
to sell it. So I remember walking into this room pitch black with my iPhone, and I couldn't get past halfway through. I remember I would turn this way, there'd be a big Harry Potter there, or like turn this way, there's a big dinosaur here. It was just ridiculous.
I remember in North Carolina when Comedy Works was in this space for a long time, and it moved. It was in a space in a place called City Market, and moved to the new space, so the space that you've been at.
Okay.
And after we moved, yeah, the old space just got turned into a weird, like, empty, vacant thing.
Yeah.
But they basically had like a band of creatures that looked like kind of like paper mache creatures from the Dark Crystal that were all like set up like they were playing as a band inside the space.
Like the
So
inspiration for Chuck E. Cheese, man.
yeah, you'd walk by and it would be a completely empty space except for these creatures.
That's even scary.
It was like, is that what that is now? So every time you talk about like what was in this space, I was like,
it was that, and then
weird.
it was.
But the second time I've heard that happen,
yeah, it was really, really bad and weird. But again, I was just curious. I wasn't thinking anything of it, and sure enough, the bar was here, and I was like, "This is it. This is." And we went to go look at the whole place, but I was only interested in just out of curiosity. So when I saw the room with the bar, and I was like, "So this is it." So I called my buddy Steve. I said, "Listen, I need you to see a place. Don't get mad at me because this isn't for us. It's way too big, right? It's way out of our budget." I said, "I just need you, just in case you're ever out and about and you see a space, I want you to envision this because this is perfect." So sure enough, he came out to look, and he was like, "Okay, I get what you see now. I get what you mean now." And then we were gonna leave, and he was like, "Let's go take a look at the rest of the building." I said, "There's no need." He's like, "Let's just go take a look." So we went to the front bar. There's a separate bar in the front, and then we went upstairs. There's a kitchen back there, and went upstairs, and it's a whole second floor. And he was just like, "Okay," and we were gonna leave. He was like, "Do you want to?" He goes, "Our friend Jerry, who now lives in Dallas." He's like, "He's always wanted to own a bar in Chicago." And I was like, "So?" He's like, "You want to give him a call?" And I was like, "I guess." We called them from here. He flew in the next day and took a look. He was like, "I'm in." I was like, "Fuck, wait." I was like, "No, wait. This is. I mean, I can run a theater, and Steve owns a digital marketing company, so you can do that. And Jerry he's an electrician by trade, but he owns his own company in Dallas, saying you can rebuild this place." I said, "But we don't know nothing about running a bar or a kitchen." And then my Steve was like, call your buddy Sonny, who owns the Holiday Club and who I grew up with. So I called up Sonny. He came to see it. He was like, I'm in. I was like, fuck, I guess we're doing it. And so these three wonderful people were like, we're going to help you, bring this place to life. And you have, you have your contacts in the community, can help you, do this. And that's basically how the whole thing started. And it was just like the mission for the original founders, which was Peter Gwynn, Susan Messing, Liz Allen, and Noah Grigoropoulos, and myself was, let's just get back to basics. Let's just teach long form the way it was taught to us. Let's really, really focus on ensemble and support, and forget that other, SNL stuff, and all the stuff that was happening. And, sadly, the day that I finally closed on the lease here, I was going to go tell Noah, and that's the day that he unfortunately passed away. So I wasn't able to tell him. In a weird way, I had a dream about him that night, and I was able to tell him. Kind of weird. But yeah, and that's so, my friends and I, the business partners, we were dealing with trying to bring this place to life. And then the artistic side kept growing and growing, just trying to get back, I think it kind of like with you and even with Mike, who's been instrumental in this whole thing artistically. Once you share with them, here's what we want to do, and they were like, okay, let's do that. So it was easier to get people, easier than I thought, to get people to teach here or do workshops here, because they were like, okay, we missed that too, and we know what you're doing, and then if this person's doing it with you, then I'm on board. And so we spent like a good 6 months creating a curriculum that would fit, that was reminiscent of what we've learned in the past, and then we just we launched way sooner than we should have, in a good because this place, I mean, I don't, I mean, I've talked too much, but I'm not going to bore you with so many details. I just will say that we were supposed to open in January of 2024, and due to a really shitty bank rep, that has elongated the process to get our funds, our SBA loan, and then which also delayed the process in getting everything the city needs to get done. So it's been a nightmare. But middle of last year, I was like, fuck it, let's just start classes. And that was basically it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry for your travails. Oh, you need to get on the move,
But I'm gonna walk with you guys. I'm gonna talk.
Great.
Again, if I just like
if you cut out, Mike and I will cover.
Yeah.
It's
the music. You can hit the music now and play. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay.
This is live theater.
This is live.
Literally, there's going to be live theater in a second.
I mean, it's like we get a virtual tour of the space, which is pretty.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's the space. This is the live booth right here. Look at that. You can just hit space bar and then.
Wait, don't tell
everyone
us
on the
secrets.
stream. Yeah.
Everybody knows. Yeah, everybody knows that you can hit space bar and all the music will start up.
If I cut out, my apologies. But here's the kitchen, which is all fucked up.
Oh yeah, no, it looks like I'm ready to eat off the floor in there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go up the second floor to the back, which is you start to, oh, that's not so pretty. Why are they in that building? Sometimes I've asked myself.
Well, you started off in the theater, which is gorgeous.
This is a storage, and these are restrooms that we had to tear apart that we're bringing back to life. There's an old office, which is now storage. Stairwell that goes to the front bar. I'll show you that later on.
Oh yeah, please don't fall down the stairs.
The training center area.
I was impressed by how long that cord is.
It's a long cord. These are classrooms that we built. The 2 classrooms.
Oh yeah, those are up and running then, huh?
Yeah. And then the office space. Wow.
Oh, look at that wall. Oh, that's beautiful. Last time I saw the office space, it was in no shape. So
it's not great shape, but it's some shape.
Oh yeah. Well, it's not a sheet over a table so that whatever's on the table doesn't get completely inundated with dust and particulate. This is great. So yeah, we should play a couple scenes. But so I guess just like for the so people know, if anybody's curious, like, so if people want to look at classes or get more information, hit the website, hit the Instagram handle. That's what I've got on the credits.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, homecomedytheater.com, and then you can go to classes and probably the schedule. Everything's there. Hopefully easy to navigate. And yeah, it's on our Facebook. It's also on Instagram. The link in bio.
Nice,
Uh,
good.
and again, I said I sped through this before, but I really want to make sure, especially since he's here, I want to make sure that he knows that Mike has really been instrumental with a lot of really cool ideas that we've implemented and with shows and stuff like that. And I want to thank him, of course, in a public way. And the same thing with you. I mean, thank you for taking the
I
time to
haven't done
teach with us.
anything yet. I'm glad that I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be
People
involved,
love
you
you.
know.
People love you. Yeah.
You know, who's to say why? People are weird. I guess yeah, Mike, what do you have did any any single pithy thought about what the experience has been? Good to be in it, I imagine, right?
Oh, for sure. I think as Caesar was mentioning, like it's the memories of like what made it so special to all of us. You know, that's kind of like, you know, the thought of like, oh, there has to be a bar in there. It's like, oh, why was that? It's because like you were in the room when it happened of sorts, like because you do a show early, 8 o'clock show, and then hang out, you know, to watch the upcoming show at 10:30, whatever it was. And then you would just be half paying attention, talking, you know, joking around with your friends. And then something would happen on stage and everyone would stop and like look and see like, you know, to see what was that thing? What was that moment? So
Yeah.
it was this community, like we were all there when a great show happened or when you know, one of the most funny things you've ever seen occurred and things like that. So and it was
Yeah, it's
shared
easy to get like to become a fan of people that you didn't know, you
for
know?
sure.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
like it's I mean, that's part of that community thing, but you'd see people playing because you sort of like had to see people playing, um,
Mhm.
which was also awesome, you know? And then
Yeah.
you sort
It's
of be
a
like,
nice introduction to them of
oh
sorts like,
yeah.
hey, that what you did on stage, that was amazing. I love, you know, that kind of thing. And so now you become friends with them and it's just and it keeps on happening exponentially, where it's just you keep on meeting new people that are great that I myself, because I'm don't have a performance background as my history. It's like I never would have bumped in or met these people otherwise if it wasn't for the theater, for improv and things like that. So I had folks that took care of me when I was coming through. That you mentioned a lot of them. Jason Chin being another one as well. That to basically took me under their wing and like stop doing what you're doing and do something good. and so I was like, oh, I wanted like if I could share that experience of like people took care of me, if I can help that in some way or share what I've learned um on the routes, like the don't do's in a sense. So
Oh,
yeah.
that's funny. Well, what an amazing segue. Stop doing what you're doing and do something good. And it's like, you know, since we're about to do something, we'll see how see how it goes. So we do have a suggestion out there. And in fact, we have one suggestion that for a scene, and then two other people seconding and thirding that suggestion. So
Okay.
a lot of heat behind this one. Yeah, so our suggestion our suggestion for our scene is cheesecake. It
Perfect.
was a big hit for whatever reason.
It was mentioned earlier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you want
Oh, wow. Oh,
Whew.
I know I'm stuffed.
Oh
Huh?
man. Oh, I don't think I
Oh,
can eat another bite.
I know, neither could I. I'm stuffed to the gills with that sweet
Oh,
stuff.
that was so
Oh
good.
boy.
That was so good.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm loaded up. But what say you? Should we get in that pool?
Yeah, I'm
Is
gonna break that half hour rule. We're gonna get in there
that
pretty quick.
you guys got to pay before you go into the pool.
what?
You got to pay before you get into the pool.
Oh, come on. Are you serious?
Yeah, you guys ate a lot of margaritas and a lot of cheesecakes.
Just we got the tab going. Keep the tab open.
Yeah, I thought it was, and it's a pool. The pool is a separate.
It's
The pool's
separate.
separate.
Yeah, that one's run by somebody else. I run this place, and then
Oh, are you
The
serious?
sign outside says all you can eat, and then with pool.
Yeah.
okay, there's a sign. All right,
Yeah. I mean,
there's a sign.
yeah. I feel like since we already got it set, like the pool should be gratis. But here's what I'm hearing is
Give me
Yeah.
that,
1 second. Give me 1 second.
Okay, thank you, man. I tell you what,
well,
I'll pay anything you want that pool though.
yeah. I mean, I will too.
Yeah.
Now I'm ready. I'm ready to
Yeah,
cool off to take a dip. Now that I feel.
for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
The sign is done.
the sign is done.
Yeah, the
Well,
sign's,
I mean,
sign's gone now, so it's done.
Okay.
okay, yeah, no, that felt contractual. Like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So I
That's
guess there's
cool.
no. Yeah.
You guys got to. This
Yeah.
is the big tab. You guys got to pay.
Okay, can we
Okay,
then
sure.
close it
Yeah.
out?
Yeah.
Right.
Do
You
we
want to close
close
it out?
out and then what do we do? Is this separate or can we just add,
We
can we,
only do separate tabs here.
oh, separate between the two of us? I meant separate between, well, no, I'd like to pay for my,
No,
I, I
we
asked my
only do a
buddy out.
separate
I'd like
tab
to,
individual. So like whatever you drank,
uh-huh.
I'm gonna
Okay.
have to run it each one.
Okay.
We don't do group charges. We do individual charges. Think
That's
of it
wild.
like the Eventbrite of the restaurant business.
Well, yeah, but I can buy a ticket for my friend on Eventbrite. So I don't, right?
Yeah, and can I clarify? So you're saying we got to pay for each individual item as well?
Yes,
So not just like my 5 drinks.
Oh
You get
my
to
God,
like
there's
pay
so
for.
many service fees.
right.
Yeah,
My credit card company is going to murder me.
it's gonna look like
It's just going to
our car's been
absolutely,
stolen.
yeah, if
Pol-
every
It's
transaction,
policy. It's policy. I'm sorry. It's a policy.
All
It's a
right.
policy that we have.
well, pardon my French, but it's fucking stupid. It's a stupid policy.
Okay.
But,
Well, that's another
it's,
policy. You can't see the sign says you can't swear in
oh,
here.
I do see
You
that.
can't, yeah,
I'm
you can't
sorry.
swear here. That's another
Yeah,
fee.
That's
yeah.
right behind you. Another
That's
fee,
a fee. Yeah, it's a fee.
another individual fee. Okay, great, great. All right, fine. Well,
But the pool is great. Once you guys get in there, it's
It looks great. I mean, it looks.
I know. I'm ready. I'm
Yeah.
ready to just float around, now that I'm all, now that I'm all packed,
Yeah, a little extra buoyant now.
packed to the
Oh,
gills.
man.
Yeah.
right.
Ugh.
Yeah. I plan on doing a little fat guy float.
Yeah.
Even though I guess it's not salty, so I probably won't. But I'm gonna maybe hit the shallow end, rest my head on the side. Anyway, you don't need to know my plan. Okay, I asked my buddy out, so Jim, this is on me.
Oh, you didn't have to. Thank you. I appreciate it.
No,
I'm not.
so yeah, go ahead and run me. Well, geez,
Same
my
card.
card
Same
is.
card you gave me.
Oh, did I? Good. Yes,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm in my trunks.
Okay.
So I didn't know where the card was. But yeah, good. Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, just run that for all of our individual stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'll sign
Thanks.
as many things as I hope I only have to sign once. If I have to sign
I
a
don't
million
know. It's
times.
just.
Yeah, I can't believe that I can't believe that Steve recommended this. I mean, it sounded great,
Oh yeah, all you can eat, all you can drink, and then
all you can eat, all you
No.
can drink. But as it
Cool.
turns out, that is the style of all you can eat, all you can drink of anywhere where you have to pay for each
Pay by-
individual
yeah.
item that you eat and drink. So I guess everywhere is all you can eat, all you can drink, as long as you can
as long
afford
as you
it,
pay
right?
for it, yeah. So,
Which is
Hey.
fine. Hey, we're
oh, hey,
Problem.
no.
No. Your
just
card's
wanna-
fine. Your card's fine.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah.
It's just I accidentally bought stuff with your card.
Accidentally bought stuff.
Yeah, because I had my computer open and I had
Uh-huh.
I had I ordered a bunch of stuff online and I was doing two things at the same time and
You mean you just keyed in all my numbers and my name?
I have a great memory, so if I look at
Uh-huh.
something, it's in the head, so I think I was thinking about
It went through?
Yeah.
Normally you have to know you have to know the zip code for that to for be able to do that.
I just guessed. I was 60647, 60657, 606 and 606
You did it.
was the one. Yeah. That's all. Yeah.
You
you
ran
weren't
through all-
gone that long. Yeah, you must have.
Wow. Okay.
Wow,
Yeah.
Great.
So-
Well,
Sorry.
kudos. I'm
Jeez.
guessing.
yeah, I guess I need to call my bank and
They,
report
no, they
fraud.
already called. They called.
They called you?
Yeah, they called the establishment because this is where the charges were coming from.
Ah, right.
And I told them that was me.
Uh-huh.
And then
Sure.
they said,
Oh, because they probably thought maybe you were me? Is that the
they wanted to make sure that your card wasn't somewhere else. And I said, no, he's here. He's here. I have his
Okay.
card. I use
Okay.
it.
Okay. All right. Okay. So and all that stuff but you shipped it here?
No, that's the weird thing. It's shipping to your address.
Well,
So I
I
need
mean, I
you to
think
ship
that
it
probably
back.
makes more sense. Yeah, I
Right,
guess
yeah,
if it,
So I ordered 14 dog cages, some treats, a couple of bones. So when you get those,
that's yeah, maybe I should just return to sender when I get them.
no, that'd be a dick move, wouldn't it?
Well, I don't know. I mean, Jim, what do you think? I don't necessarily think it would be a dick move to send all that stuff back.
My instinct is saying we should just like try to cancel transaction, but I guess
That's
if they're
my
in
instinct
transit, if they're
too.
in transit already.
Jim, can I talk to you for a second?
Well, yeah.
Can I talk to you
I
for a
think,
second?
yeah,
Jim,
yeah.
Yeah.
What's up?
mind your fucking business, Jim. All
I was
right.
about to side with you saying like if it's
Oh,
14 dog cages and some treats, like
oh,
if
oh,
it's
my
sent to
bad.
you, at least arrange something to
Oh,
have it sent
I should
back.
let you
You
finish.
know?
My bad. No, you're right.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
your
Jim,
friend agrees.
don't fuck me on this one.
No,
I
no.
think
I'm just saying if that's a situation we're in where it's like if it's gonna be sent, like can you help them out?
Yeah.
you bring off
The
you
good
have
news
14
is that
dogs or 7 dogs that you have to keep in 2
no,
different
I'm thinking
places.
about getting a dog, but I don't know which one to get. So I just in case, I got a bunch of cages in case,
Uh-huh.
I get a big one. And I can't put them in a small one. What if I get a small one? I can't put them in the big ones. I gotta,
Well, I
You could
think
do
maybe
that.
yeah.
You could put
Yeah,
a
But the
small
small
dog in
good
every
inside
news, this whole
big.
cage.
thing is, I gotta say, there is some good news.
Oh, I'd love to hear some.
What is it?
Honestly, I'd love to hear it.
You,
Although,
you can use the pool now.
oh, because you ran me for that.
Yeah, you're good. You can use the pool now.
Okay, great. Do I need to sign
Oh,
anything or am
okay.
I
That's I mean
or
that
what?
it worked out.
You do have to buy towels.
Buy towels. I'll drip dry. I'm
No,
I'm just gonna drip dry.
it says no drip drip.
Oh
The
yeah, right
sign,
there.
no
Wow.
drip drip, no drip
That
drip.
makes sense now.
Yeah.
I
No
thought this
drip,
was
no
related to the
drip
bar and
dry.
the food.
No
It's like
drip
this
dry.
thing is the sign is mind controlling me. I'm reading it and then going operating against it. I'm rebelling against the rule of
Yeah.
law
Yeah, well,
proposed by the sign.
right.
I thought it was because the drip dry for the beef sandwiches we had. Like
Oh, those were
dip
good
them.
drippy beef sandwiches.
Yeah. You just gotta eat them
Yeah.
before they.
Jim,
Before
Yeah,
they
what's up,
get
bud?
dry.
can I talk to you for a second?
Yeah. What's up?
You're being real difficult right now. You're being real difficult right now, Jim.
I'm going through a lot
I'm
right
trying
now.
to hold my cool. I'm trying
Yeah,
to hold.
that's-
You're being real difficult right now.
I'm saying there's a lot going on that you're not aware of. That
Okay.
is
Well,
probably why maybe I'm
maybe.
just not in the best space.
Well, when
So
you
Yeah.
get in the car, you look both ways before getting in the car. When you go to a restaurant, you look at the signs and then you sit down.
I didn't. I sat down. I thought it equated to the things that we're doing. I didn't realize that it equated to the thing that was behind us in another establishment.
Mhm.
So maybe
Yeah.
think about your sign. It sounds like some of your signs got some issues. So
I mean, I
that's
hate to
take
break
that
into this
feedback.
personal conversation, but we're here because Jim's going through such a tough time right now. So
Oh,
he
I'm so
doesn't
sorry.
need the extra squeeze on the balls that you want to give him here,
I'm
right?
so sorry.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, what's going on?
Oh, what's going on?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
My
if
sister
you don't
wants a
mind.
divorce from our family.
hmm
Who?
My sister wants a divorce from our family.
Yeah. Like a formal emancipation.
Yeah.
But she's,
You
30.
made it
So-
seem like someone died or
Well, it is.
I'm losing a sister.
Yeah, it's a virtual death.
she's still there.
Is she?
Yeah,
You're just
but
not gonna
No.
call it your sister, right? I mean, am I right? Is it me?
I think it's you.
It's me.
Yeah, I think it's you. I think that we ought to be a little bit more sensitive for what Jim is losing, like, a member of the family.
They're not losing them. The people, you know where she lives, right? You know her name? She's still there?
well,
Yeah.
yeah,
Or
but
she's not gone.
She doesn't want to be part of my family anymore.
Yeah. So it'd
Maybe
be
she-
like going to a stranger's house and being like,
Yeah.
"Hey, you don't know me, but I'm at your house, right?" She's likely to call the cops, have them thrown in the slammer.
So until you've walked even one step, let alone a mile in my shoes, why don't you just
Yeah.
like be kind? All right?
Yeah.
Be kind.
Yeah, get out of
Are we
his
talking
shoes.
about losing
No,
things?
yeah.
Are we talking
What?
about losing things?
Oh, have you?
about losing things?
Well,
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, no, I
I
don't
mean,
want to. I actually
we
don't
talking
want to
about
open the
losing things?
conversation up.
I mean,
I think we told you what we need to tell you about, like why we're
Okay.
doing this thing for Jim.
all right.
And somehow I think I've been roped into bringing 14 dog carriers and a couple of bones back to the establishment.
Right.
So we just want to get in the pool.
But you can go into the pool, yeah.
Great. Well, let's get
Buy
in.
a couple of towels,
How much do the towels cost?
$14.99.
And we get to take them like it's like one of those mugs, like a collectible mug.
No, it's part of the hour, and then when you're done, you get to take it home.
Yeah. Great.
Right.
Perfect.
14,
I love it.
14 an hour, and then you get to take it home.
Okay.
Great. Yeah, we're not going to be in there for more than an hour.
No, yeah.
No,
There's-
we'd prune up.
You-
I think the
You have to
active.
be there for a minimum of 4 hours.
It's right there. It's minimum towels I
No, I
use
see.
minimum a
Four
minimum of
hours.
4 hours, a minimum of 4 hours right there.
So we're talking $60 a towel.
You are good at math.
Oh,
You're good. You're the math guy, you know. I just work here. I just work here, right?
yeah, yeah. No, I mean yeah. It seems like somebody's the math guy, and they're using that math to screw us pretty hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, but but I'm committed. We're gonna see this thing through. I want to have the full experience. Ring me up for $120
I,
in towels,
I
and
can
then
I can get this. I can at least get this. You've got
no, no,
the
he's got my
issue.
card already,
All
so
right.
I don't want
I
to put you in
insist. I insist.
jeopardy.
Please, here,
I
please
don't want to put you
use.
in jeopardy.
I
Well, I
have
don't want
people
you.
take
Yeah.
this table, so you might want to. You are you guys done? Are you guys done?
At the tape, at the
This
table.
table, yeah, I need this table. I gotta bust it, and I got people waiting to sit.
Where's our stuff supposed to go while we're sitting in the
Huh?
pool for 4 hours?
There's a time limit. The time limit on the table. It says right there, time limit. Right there. I don't make up the rules, guys.
The, you
I
know,
just,
this is screwy. This play. Okay, great. Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
all right,
It just.
all right. Well, enjoy the pool. Enjoy the pool. All right.
Thank you. Thanks. We'll do.
I'm going.
When are you going to bring the towels back?
I'll be right back. I gotta go to Walmart real quick.
Walmart. Walmart. That's a steep markup.
Yeah.
We're going to spend $60 on a generic Walmart towel. I at least thought it would have the logo of the place. Although, you know what? Maybe that's a blessing in
Yeah.
disguise
I don't
because
want
I
to
think
be
I'm gonna.
carrying that around.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get. I think I'm gonna feel a high degree of rage every time I see. So every time I drive by this place again. Um,
The thing that like keeps on getting me is like he's getting a dog, and it's like that's got to say something about him as a person, right? He
oh,
wants
you
he's
think that that's the saving grace that he's getting a
yeah,
dog?
kind of like so he's thinking so much about like taking care of them that he wants to have the right cage for them,
Yeah.
right crate. So
So
that's got to be something, right?
you
I
see
mean,
you. I don't understand why your sister wants to leave the family. You see the good in everybody, and you're very supportive. Who would want to flee that environment? Not me. You
Can I
know
take your order now?
what? We already ate.
yeah, we
Huh?
just closed
We're
out.
getting in the pool.
Yeah, we're waiting.
Are
The
you?
other gentleman who was here was going to Walmart to get some towels.
Yeah, our previous server was going to Walmart to get towels for us.
I, I'm the only one who works here.
All right. Great. Of course. Perfect. That's great. Oh, great. Tracy said that puppet owes me money.
That's definitely right.
Oh, pretty good. All right, great. So let's try and squeeze one more in there, huh? One more scene.
Yeah.
Um, great. Hit us up with another suggestion, everybody. Unless Tracy, that was supposed to be a suggestion. Uh, that one in there, I see. I mean, we could certainly do another take on cheesecake. Um, but but if you give us something fresh, maybe we'll give you an entirely fresh experience.
True.
Mm-hmm. Seems like entirely possible. Um, and I also always have my weird word generator on hand. I will say that you all um, that there's a lot of heat, for what's going on with Jesse. A lot of people seem to think that Jesse owes them money. Okay, great. Oh, here's. All right, we've got one. Thank you, Kennedy. Really appreciate it. All right, so suggestion for our next scene is biology.
Yeah.
That was a very interesting presentation there. Thank you very much. It's amazing what this museum. It's really
Yeah,
ah
well, it's we're pretty light today, as you can see. So what I see when that happens is an opportunity to really dig in and share some of the most interesting aspects of um of what we have.
Oh yeah,
Of
that was
what,
great.
yeah.
I'm visiting from out of town and just had some hours to kill before I
Well,
leave to the airport, and this was
well,
Sorry,
perfect.
I was in the bathroom. I'm sorry.
oh, well, we can start from the top if you like.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I'd go again. Like that's, I mean, like I said, I got some hours to kill,
no.
so
I saw it. I just went to the bathroom and I didn't.
Oh, oh,
I,
you mean you
I
you
went.
already feel like you took the tour,
I
but then you
took
went
the
to the
tour.
bathroom
I went to the bathroom.
as soon as started doing the Q&A.
I needed
Well,
to go to the bathroom.
then I guess my question is, um, since you since you didn't have the opportunity to ask any Qs before, you didn't have the opportunity to receive any As. So, do you have Qs?
Well,
No?
one, one.
One? Okay. Great. 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 Great.
Do you remember me?
Mm.
you're looking
Which,
right between the two of us. Which
yeah,
one?
which one of us? I don't. I'm
Yeah, I
sorry.
can
I
say like
don't. I
myself,
don't.
I don't have any
If you're
recollection of.
talking to me, I don't. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
and
I don't
if
remember you. But a
I'm
lot of
sorry.
people go through the museum here. You
I
know,
would.
a lot of people are running through our museum on a frequent basis.
and
Today,
I'm from out of town. I don't
yeah,
know anyone in the city. So
it
I mean,
might
it's first
seem
time in
like
Toronto.
it
So
might seem like not many. Yeah, it might seem like not many because there's not many today. But
Yeah.
I would say that today's a light day. There are more people. There's usually more.
I was here last year.
okay,
Last
so
year,
it's
Yeah,
not me then.
it's me then.
it's you. Yeah.
It's me.
Yeah.
It's me.
Again, you're looking like right between the two of us.
I'm
It
sorry.
I
could
don't
you?
want to be rude and look. And if I look at him, then I'm not looking at you. Then I'm rude.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so it's
No, no,
not
I
me.
get, yeah.
be neutral.
It's
I'll be
me.
neutral.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think from context clues, if you're here last year, I was here last year,
yeah,
I,
and you weren't, this
I
is your
was
first
not.
time through.
No.
wasn't there.
Okay, so
I
it's
don't know if
me.
he was there. I don't remember him.
It's my, no, it sounds like he wasn't. It sounds like this is his first time through the museum.
Yeah, first time here.
Yeah. So his first time here, he's just coming through Toronto. So he's
Man,
just
because
seeing.
here's the thing. I always get like people recognize me that I've not ever met. So this is not the first time
Uh,
this has happened where someone's like, do you remember me or do you recognize me
mm,
kind of thing?
mhm.
And I'm like,
You've
Yeah.
no.
seen
And
him.
I've got
You've
to go through like a whole litigation process to prove that I was not there. I was
That you
not in
weren't the
Amarillo,
person.
Texas, when a dog got taken, or I was not in
Ooh, dog
Phoenix,
thief.
Arizona when someone, had ran out on a bill or something. Like
Mm.
that's not me.
So
It's
you
someone
look
else
like
you
a
think of.
thief,
I
like
look.
different varieties of thieves.
I
you're
think that's
making it
usually like
sound
you
like
remember
you're
someone if they had hurt you usually, or
Mhm.
someone who's like loved you as well. So usually you're looking for the person who has
Well, there it
hurt.
is. I obviously didn't have an intense emotional experience with you last year. And for that, I apologize because maybe I should have. Maybe I should have had an intense emotional experience with you. Perhaps, obviously, you remember me, so I don't know.
I,
Do
oh, let's see. Okay.
mm,
There was an incident once
once.
when someone took a dump on the Easter egg.
Uh-huh. For in the Easter egg display.
Yes.
Yeah, showing how different sizes of eggs from different creatures, but
Yeah.
they're all Easter eggs.
Yeah. And then someone took
Yeah.
a dump on one of the eggs.
Yeah, no, I do remember that.
Yeah.
That was
Sorry,
that
this
was
just
you.
reminded me of it was like a little while back. One of the instances that I mentioned, like
Uh-huh.
another one
Uh,
was someone I got a book from a library. I was just like reading it while I had some
mhm.
time to kill on the way to the airport at another trip I was on. It went through there and there was a note from like saying like if you find this, please come find me. You're my long lost love. And it had a woman's name, Claire, and I know some Claires, and I was like, that's ironic that I would know Claire's. And then an address for me to go find them, even though like I grabbed this book out of the library at random.
Wow, that is wild.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're the one who took the dump on the Easter egg last year. That's what you're
Right.
saying.
Yes.
No,
Wow.
And
I did not. Are you? I'm
No,
sorry.
not
Are
you.
you looking at
No,
me?
no,
Okay.
not you. So, I mean, it's
it's
I
confusing. It's confusing because my name is Claire too.
Is it really?
Is it your
Yeah.
name's your
My
name's
name's
Claire?
Claire.
See, this always happens to me.
Well,
This
I know.
always comes up where these coincidences, but I'm not
Well, I
part of
think
it.
that's it. Yeah, I think it's just a coincidence.
But
And
it
the story
always happens. So if it's
that
if
you
it's
happen to bring
common,
up,
if it's common, it's not a coincidence, right?
Right.
If it's an
well,
everyday occurrence, if the sun comes up, it's not like, oh
no,
wow,
I think
surprise, the
it's
sun came up. No, it's going to come up. This has happened all the time.
well, but it's not the same thing every
It's
time,
yeah,
right?
but it's something different.
It's something
So I
different every
can't
time.
plan
There's just a
for it.
lot of different coincidences.
It's the same different thing. It's like when you were walking down the sand, and there was 2 foot, and then
Is
there's
that
only one footprint,
well? No, I
and
think
then,
that
and then
that's
you're like, what happened to the other footprint? And then
yeah, it was Jesus.
what?
That's that's is that not how that goes? I thought that's how
No,
it
no.
goes. It's,
There's a magician you walk with, and the
uh-huh. Well,
magician,
some people would characterize, you know, a,
Jesus the
I
Jesus
magician.
a
was
magician.
in
You calling Jesus
Malibu.
the
I was in
magician?
Malibu
I'm not. I'm.
2 years ago,
You
Malibu, California, and it's like pre-dawn, and I'm walking down the beach, and I'm actually walking in footprints that looks like someone had like already laid them out. And as I'm doing that, about 30 minutes goes by, the sun's coming up, I would see the sunrise, and then someone down the beach and is walking in the footprints that I'm currently walking in, but they're walking backwards towards me.
Who are you talking
what?
to? Right
Yeah, so there's a set of footprints in the
I
sand.
think he's
That's
just
set.
talking.
That
now?
set that you mentioned, that set of footprints in the sand, I'm walking in them because it's easier to walk. My feet don't get as wet, from the
Uh-huh.
wet sand.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
as I stop to watch the sunset, there's still the footprints in the distance I've yet to
Right.
walk in.
Right.
Someone from the distance comes walking backwards in those same footprints to me and then walks by
Yeah.
me going the
Well, then
other
that
way.
created a new set around you, right? Just one little loop around you.
He walked right on my feet. I can remember distinctly because the guy
Uh-huh.
like very, very deftly reached around and like wrapped his arm around the small of my back so that I wouldn't fall, stood on my foot, and then went to the next step around that too.
Well, I mean,
It
that
was
sounds
very
like
nimble.
a very unusual
Jesus used to do
experience.
that.
But
He used to step on people's feet.
well, I think he
It's just
washed people's feet.
what are the odds? That's a
He
coincidence. He
washed.
mentions footprints in the sands, and I've had that
And
most
you've stepped in
bizarre
foot.
experience.
Well, I mean, that is unusual, but it does sound like someone just walked a distance and then walked backwards, and you happen to be walking. So it's
What is
not
your deal,
precisely
man?
the
What
same.
is
No,
your
I
deal?
I was assuming the guy's like walking
What's
around
my
the
deal?
world or something.
What's your deal? I mean, you took a dump on an Easter egg a
Oh,
year
now
ago.
you remember? Now you remember?
I remember that it happened. It would be impossible for me to forget. I just didn't know. I guess I'd blacked out. I didn't realize it was you. But what I want to know is, okay, so your 1 year ban to the museum expires and
When
you
you said
come back
blacked out,
immediately on the one day that you're immediately allowed back on the museum. That seems like
here's
psycho
the
stuff.
thing. Here's the thing. When you said blacked out, so this is
What's
you say that
I don't
when you're
think
younger. Do you ever play
you know,
the game like when a kid like you try to like intentionally pass out, like you cut off your airflow
no, don't do
and you get a
that.
little
That's
dizzy. I know,
you
don't do
could
it, but
kill
we
yourself.
did.
Yeah.
A few
No,
of us and like you like
no,
oh
hey,
whatever.
you no, don't.
So here's when I did that same thing. When I did that
Is he
same thing, I
is he
came to
okay? I
and they're
don't
like, "Hey, go ahead and try it." And I'm
it's
like, "I just
I think
did. I just did." And I passed out. They're like, "No, you didn't.
yeah, no,
It
I
never
think
happened. We should
I'm
try
just
it."
gonna I'm gonna have to try some chest
Sure,
compressions
but
here.
you can still
Okay.
listen. So
One, two,
as
three,
I
four,
as
5,
I'm
6,
doing that,
7,
like
8,
they're like,
9, 10.
I pass out. Come to. They're like, "Okay, go ahead and try it." I'm like, "No, I did. I passed out." They're like, "No, you haven't." So it was like time
Sorry, I'm not really
passed.
tracking this. He's back.
It's what is such a coincidence that you said that. Like, oh my God. Are you okay?
Claire?
Hold on. Do you remember?
Claire?
See, I did the same thing when I was coming to. See, this stuff always happens to
Oh
me.
wow. Ugh.
This always happens to me.
Hands off. She's got so tactile. Ugh.
So I think it's
It
got to
just
be when these coincidences keep on happening, it's got to say something, right?
she's back down again. I don't
So you're like,
look.
hold on, I'll do it.
I just think
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Staying alive, staying alive.
okay, great.
Staying
Good.
alive.
Okay.
Get off me! Oh my God. What happened?
You choked yourself out.
Me?
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't me. Maybe it was Jesus choking me.
All right. That's that's a pretty solid button to that, I think. Oh man. All right. Well, we're just about to hit 7 o'clock. So so I want to make sure to get everybody out to their evenings. Goes
What I
goes
miss?
oh,
There's this
it
really
was
good improviser that showed up. We
yeah,
got
yeah,
lucky.
yeah. And I think a bunch of people in the chat recognized him as someone that owes them money.
Yeah.
But also, yeah, very. We did a lot of very tasteful Easter themed stuff, so it's very topical, and I
Mhm.
think that we really, I think that we really celebrated the season.
Yeah. God bless.
So yeah, so I hope everybody has a great has a great weekend. Head on out to see shows if you're going to see shows. Do stuff with your Friday night. Thanks for spending a little bit of time with us, Caesar. Thanks for coming on and giving us all that info about home. I think that's really going to be. I mean, it's interesting to hear every time, and as soon as folks can check out the space, it's going to be an amazing space to hang out and play shows at.
Yeah, I would say also ask folks that have like taken classes that have been there, because for me that was like when I went through, is like word of mouth of like, people that you like and people that you enjoy being with. If they're having a good experience there, that's usually says something too. So yeah,
Yeah, find your place and find your
yeah,
people, and
Yeah.
obviously it's important for you. It's an important thing for you all to be accruing those folks, accruing folks, so there are a people to get to know and be with. Yeah, and Mike, thanks for hopping on too. Obviously,
oh, glad to be here.
we all played a lot of shows together, many of which have gone somewhat like that.
Yep, yep. At all hours of the day.
At all hours of the day. So yeah. Next week I'm gonna have Jack Setters on to talk about their Reverie project, their web video project that they're doing. And we'll march on from there. So thanks everybody again, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. All right. Yo.